Hello, everyone. Let me just set my old bones sitting good here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Best of Hope. It's Tuesday. I'm here to give you a Tuesday goodness, your Tuesday greatness, your Tuesday time to step away from the work week and what's going on in the world for us to have a conversation. So, hello, hello, hello. Is it me you were looking for? Now you found me. You don't need to look no more, right? I am here. It is I hope you all are having a wonderful Tuesday so far. Right now in New York, it's a little humid today. Kind of one of those weather. I'm like, I open the door. I said, let me test outside to see if I should open up the windows in the house. I test outside. I said, heck to the no. We closing back this door. We not open up these windows. Leave that little cool air that we have inside from the AC on, and we will not bring the humid here inside into the house. But I hope where you are that your weather is good, or at least you are staying in the cool climate, right? So thank you all so much for joining us. Yes, perhaps Loretta. Today's the second day of our fasting day, and we are grateful and thankful as we count down the days. Day 8 of 10, right? Day 2 of 10, actually. Day 2 of 10. We have 8 more to go. So we are thankful for this moment, for this opportunity. So thank you all so much. Hey, for those of you that are there on YouTube, I need you to go ahead and click the love button and share. The love button and share. Love and share, love and share, love and share. And for those of you, and don't forget to follow and like. And for those of you that are there on YouTube, I need you to click like and subscribe. Like and subscribe and share it on your YouTube page as well. Hey, Prophet Reese, it costs you nothing to share, right, Prophet Loretta? It costs you nothing. It don't cost you a dime, a penny, a quarter, a dollar, nothing. It's free. All it costs you is you taking your finger and click. That always costs you, right? So we thank you. Thank you all for your like, love, and your share. And don't forget, as this is a conversation, right? Did I say it? Did I say it? It's Tuesday. I'm here to give you a Tuesday goodness. Did I say it? Well, I'm going to say it again. It's Tuesday. I'm here to give you a Tuesday goodness, your Tuesday greatness. Time to step away from the work week and what's going on in the world, which is a lot for us to have a conversation. So we are going to have a conversation today, right? So we're ready. We're ready to chat. We're ready to talk today. Amen. So today we are talking about, is this how it's supposed to be? Is this how it's supposed to be? Eating a plum and cherry. Prophet Loretta, get out of here, man. Get out of here. You know what, Prophet Loretta? You know what? When I go out, I'm gonna I need to stop at the supermarket because I want to get some strawberries, some blue. I felt like eating berries today, right? Strawberries, blueberries. I'm not much of raspberries because it's hard to find a sweet raspberry, right? That's a rarity. But strawberries, blueberries, I love blackberries, right? Put and what is it? And Apostle on Cold Stone. When I'm gonna take all those berries and I did this thing. I did this thing for Apostle when Apostle had the flu. I hooked her up good. I put you heard that just not a that's a Guyanese thing. When we do that, that means it was good. I put all the berries and then we topped the yogurts inside. And then I cut up some mangoes and it was delicious. I made it for Apostle. I was like, let me try this. I ate half of it before I gave it. I was like, what is a delicious? So that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like having. I'll probably have that. I'll probably have that for dinner. Right, Apostle? That sounds good. Apostle's like Cold Stone. So anyway, so we're talking about it. Is this how it's supposed to be? Prophet Cerise, is this how it's supposed to be? Prophet Joyce, is it how it's supposed to be? I'm sure that there are so many things that you would like to change in life, right? We talked about this before. Back in the days. Listen, let me tell you something. In the 90s, it might correlate to what we're talking about. In the 90s, we would have I don't know if it was like a subliminal message that the other race would bring forth, that having a big lid, big nose, and big bust and being thick and a big bum, that was like frowned on. Like, oh, you're supposed to be like a stick, right? You're supposed to be a stick looking like a hot mess. You bend and you break, right? That was the subliminal message that was going forth in the 90s, to my knowledge, from what I would see. And that's what you would see. So then you're fine. I don't know what it is now, but back in the 90s, there was a lot of anorexia and bulimia that was going forth because the portrayal was, this is how you're supposed to look. So we find a lot of people, even men, were becoming anorexic and bulimic because you had to be a stick. But then we moved forward into the 2000s, and this one particular celebrity who's a singer, she came out one day and she had on like a tights, right? And her bum was showing, and then all of a sudden that became the new stigma for how women should start looking. You have to have a big bum, and I'm like, we moved from the 90s to you telling women they need to be stick, to now in the 2000s you telling them they have to have a bum, and then all of a sudden this started changing and telling you have to be like this. You got to go tanning, and now you have to big up your lips. You have to tighten up all of this and all of these things. And now you have to have a bigger this. And I'm like, what is going on? Right? So now the stigma began to change and tell you, this is how you're supposed to look. I don't know if any of you notice it, but I noticed it, growing up in the 90s. And when I was younger, like, oh my God, every commercial, almost the commercials, like that was when Slim Fast was big. Remember Slim Fast? Those remember Slim Fast? Because all of that is saying to you, you had to look a certain way, it had to be a certain way and things like that. So Prophet Cherie said, what we call some recall down here in the South with Taco Bell. So don't go there. Oh yeah. I saw. Prophet Cherie, thanks. I saw that in a I saw a news article about it, I think a few days ago, that they're saying now Taco Bell is giving people like diarrhea, but it's extreme, excruciating, painful diarrhea. So they're telling people don't go to Taco Bell. And that's a prophecy right there. So stay away from that Taco Bell. And God knows I stopped eating Taco Bell and I went to Cadobo's, but Cadobo's a little pricey. They don't get like a $5 meal. So I'm like, let me go back to Taco Bell. But then the last time I ate it, I was like, I shouldn't be eating this no more. So that prophecy came forth about Taco Bell, and now and of course this is not prophecy day. This is as a whole, but they came forth with the parasite that was going through individuals' body, that you're having like diarrhea and so forth. So they found out that it's being caused by lettuce, by romaine lettuce, by salad things. And it's like, Prophet's ready, sit right there, lettuce and tomatoes. Exactly. It's being caused by the parasite, and New York is having it bad because a lot of people, they say this parasite is giving them excruciating pain and they're having diarrhea and so forth, and it's being caused by those things. So we have to be, we gotta be careful. Like Prophet Loretta said yesterday, What you said we need to eat now, Prophet? Where we gonna be eating air? No, Prophet Loretta said the air is gonna start costing us to eat too. I told her we just gonna have to live off of rainwater. Because everything there's something in it, right? So again, so yes, the 90s, a portrayal. I don't want to be here too long. We gotta wrap this up, right? So don't hold me back. Let's see this conversation flow. Don't hold me back, Prophet Loretta. I see you. I see you, Prophet Joyce. I see how you do. So in the 90s, this was this portrayal of how you should look, but then it switched in the 2000s. And now it's like, now they're telling you, oh, you have to have the thick lip. Now the thing that was frowned on for us, and now they're telling you, oh, now you got to kind of look like us. You gotta kind of make it make sense, right? Gotta kind of make it make sense. So now there's a switch. Now there's a switch, and you see things are beginning to change, and you wonder to yourself, maybe is this how it's supposed to be? Is this what supposed to really happen? But what? But I'm sure there's many things that you may like to change sometimes, right? This is why again they have gym membership, because you're a man or a woman and look at their body, say, you know what, I need to tone up some things, or I need to flatten some things, or I need to shape up some things, right? This is why they have plastic surgery. This is why they have Botox, because what? They know as human beings, individual, they're gonna be things you're not gonna be happy with. Mankind know that. So let's push this. Let's push this forward. So hey, let's go get that Botox. Let's go. Why do you think something as simple as why do you think women wear extension? Oh, my hair's too short. I need to make it longer. Why do you think they wear wig? Oh, I need to put on a wig because I'm not happy with my hair. I'm not happy. I need to change myself. What is that? What is that? But is that how it's supposed to be? There's something about yourself that you want to change. You know, I got my neck, my arm right here, I'll be flabbing, right, Prophet later. You know, so there's things about yourself that you wish you could have changed in life. You know, those should haves, those would haves, and those could haves. Those are the ones I'm talking about, Prophet Loretta. The would have, the could haves, and the should have, right? I should have done this instead. That's the should have. Man, I should have done this instead. I can't believe I didn't do that. That's what I should have done, right? I could have been this instead. Oh, I could have been this. I could have been that instead. What black people born with? Oh, what Prophet Loretta saying? Oh, Lord, Prophet Loretta, don't make them kick us off here. What black people born with, others pay for. Prophet Loretta. I went to my aunt the other day, right? And she was like, you don't see anyone in your neighborhood that like you? Like, you know, she's like, you have the perfect figure. Women would pay money to have your figure. And there's no one out there that see you that want you. And I'm laughing. I'm like, oh boy, here she goes again. But you are right, Prophet Loretta. What people pay, what others pay for, we black people, we born with it. We different. Let me say again, we born differently. Right, we different, right? And you're right. People would pay for this, right? And the sad thing is, again, go back to the 90s. The sad thing is, that's when a lot of women who had the big lips and who had the big bust and the big butt, they were like, they wanted to hide it. They want to go do the reverse, go surgery to chop something off, to move something around, right? I love the meaning I was born. I was born. Yeah. You have to be contented, and sometimes it is difficult. It is difficult because you will see something. Oh, if I could change this a little bit, if I could tweak this, if I could think that. Again, why do you think sometimes when people have long hair, they want to cut it short? I don't want this long hair. So people have short hair, they want to put extension to make it long. Why? Because there's some things in your life that whether you say it or not, whether you verbalize it or not, but you want to change. This is why you do things differently. This is why you add on things to your body and you take things off of your body. Again, Slim Fast was very popular in the 90s. It's not anymore. Now what's popular? Ozempic, GPL, or whatever it's called. All of those things, now that's popular. Why? Because that allows you to change things about yourself. It causes a lot of sicknesses too. But again, so you think back and you go with the would have, the should have, and the could have, right? If it were me, I would have done that, right? Because this is the would have. These are the should haves. These are the could haves. I want to do things differently. I want to be different, right? But occasionally the question can be, would you? Would you really? If you could have, if you should have, if you would have, would you done it differently? Because sometimes we say, oh, I would do this, I would do that. But would you really? Would you really? Would you change things? Come on, answer me. People will kill you for your shape, Prophet. That's the word. So, Prophet Loretta. Oh Lord, are you one of those persons that will hold me in the corner and strangle me for my shape, Prophet Loretta? I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you. But would you? right? Would you change things if you really had a chance to do that? Would you change things if you could have? Would you do it? Tell me. If you should have but you didn't, right? So all of these things you go through and you wonder, if you had the chance to really do it, would you have done it? Because you're living in the would have, the should have, and the could have. So don't you wish that part of your brain that could have educated decision, that could have helped you to make the educated decision quicker, would work quicker than some of the decisions that you have made back in the days? Because when you sit down, you're like, oh my God, I should have did this instead of doing that. Oh, I should have done this instead of doing that. Oh, I would have done this instead of doing that, right, Prophet Diaz? Because at that moment in what's happening, when the situation is going, the educated side of your brain doesn't work too well, because all you see is either anger, frustration, rage, annoyance, depression, sadness. So the decisions you're making in those moments, you're making it because of those things. But if you stop and say, you know what, no, you know what, I'm not gonna react now. Give me a couple of hours, give me a couple of days, and then the educated side of your brain begin to work and say, don't make a permanent decision in a temporary situation. You say, you know what, you're right. I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna react to it. I'm not gonna let my emotions get in the way to make that decision. I'll wait a little bit. So those are the things for me. Those are the things for me when I'm really like, let me stop and think about this, because I don't want to be a should have, could have, would have. If I stop and I process it a little bit, let the brain catch up, let the educated side of my brain catch up, then I make the decision. So, okay, you know what? Okay, I am happy with the decision I made because I thought it through. No, not really. You want to be satisfied. What you talking about now, Prophet Serena? Prophet Serena, what are you talking about right now? Prophetess Diaz said we have to be happy with who we are. Absolutely. Absolutely. We have to be happy with who we are. But here's the thing. My vessel of hope stir. Human beings are never happy with what they have or who they are. Because in the mind, it'll tell you, you need more, right? But then, remember, again, let's go back to the 90s, where I was growing up in the 90s. Everything was more and more. You have to get excessive this, excessive that, and this, a bigger house, a bigger car, a bigger this. And then now I moved to 2000. What are they telling you? Oh, you need to downsize. You need small. You need to go and it's what do you call them? Tiny houses. You need to build like tiny houses, or even the apartments they're putting up here in New York. They're making them smaller. Because what is that? And the thing is, too, society plays with you, right? Media plays with you to tell you what you should be, how you should be. What if you don't have what someone else have? You're not better. They're better than you. You're less than. If you don't make this certain amount that someone else make, you're poor. You're no good. You need to quit that job that's sustaining you and go for something else. Why is that? That's just how society makes you feel like, hey, oh, I could do better than this. You see how that person's driving that car? I could have that car, but I don't even have that car. But you have a car. There's somebody out there that don't even that's rolling in a bicycle. That's what I told my niece. I made a promise to my niece. We're gonna move on. I made a promise to my niece a couple of years ago when she was now getting ready to head to high school. And I said to her, I said, if you get into Harvard, I'm gonna buy your first car, because you cannot be going to Harvard in rinky dinky roly moly, right? You cannot be doing that, right? So she was like, yeah. So her sister recorded me saying that. She's like, don't forget, Auntie Martha, you say you gotta buy me, because my niece Marissa, she have an Auntie Mertlin's brain, genius. She's like 4.0. She's genius. And if she get a 99, she's mad about it. She need 100. Like she'll go back to the teacher and ask him where's this 1 point? Kind of that person. I'm like, I'm taking my 95, my 85, my 75, my 65, and I'm walking away. I'm not mad about it, right? So the apostle's like, no, you see, she's like an Auntie Mertley, right? So I know she has the brains to get into Harvard. So I said, okay, we go to Harvard. I'll give you, buy your first car. So we were there the other day, and I'm talking to her. And she's like, but Auntie Marcelle, and like she's not feeling Harvard. She want to change her professions and so forth. And so we're looking into different colleges. Her and my nephew are where they need to go, depending on what they want to study and so on and so forth. So I said, but remember the deal that we had. You're only getting the car if you go to Harvard. She's like, what? So what about another Ivy League school? I said, but that's not what we said in the beginning. That's not what we stamped in Sheila. We stamped in Sheila and Harvard, sister. She's like, oh, so we're trying to work something else. I told her, so I said to her, okay, well, you know what? if you go to another school, I'll get you a scooter or maybe some rollerblades. You can get your book bags on, carry your refrigerator, everything on your rollerblades, right? So there we go. So that was just a side story with you having a car and someone else doesn't have that car. You mad because you're mad at your car because the neighbor car look a little better. So what is it? It's hard to be contented. It's hard to be contented. My brother and I, we were just talking about they're trying to change the laws, I guess, for daylight savings, and some states are voting against it, changing the time. So my brother said, but then it's gonna get darker. I said something he was saying, and I was like, there we go. Like no man can be contented. It's hard for us. It's hard to please everyone at once, right? It's hard to please everyone at once, and that's where we get stuck sometimes and say, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. I wish it was this instead of that. And Professor Reese said, society plays oppression on a lot of people because of the haves and have-nots. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. In the early 2000s, they had this movie called Keep Up with the Joneses, where people will come out and they will drive the newest car and this and that, and not knowing that people are giving them these things so their neighbors can purchase it because they want to be like them. And what happened at the end of the movie? One of the men, he purchased all of this stuff because the neighbor had it, so he wanted to purchase to look like them, purchase, and he ended up getting in debt. He ended up killing himself. Right. So we have to watch out for what we see society shows to us and mainstream and the media shows to us, because it leaves us with the should-haves, the could-haves, and the would-have. Prophet Diaz said it is the social media that has society messed up. You're absolutely right. Let me tell you, there's sometimes I don't listen to people. Sometimes I want to say something. I was like, where did you get that from? Oh, you didn't see that on TikTok. This person was saying that's on TikTok. What the world? Why are you listening to a clown on TikTok? Come on now. Unless you have like a doctor in front of your name specialized in this specific particular thing, then we're gonna listen to you. But we have to be careful. You go listen to all of these clowns, as I call them. I tell my brother when I'm driving, I'm like, look at this clown in front of me. He need to go in the circus because he's a clown. Sometimes you listen to these clowns that just go off of what they think and what they feel, and like, oh, that's if I say something, I say I'm not definite because I don't have a degree in that. If we're talking biblical things, then it's different. I have a degree in that. But if I'm talking about something in the world or something, is either from my experience or what I've read or what I've seen, right? But we have to be careful. We can't take what people say and then all of a sudden, like, oh, we have to do it that way because they said it this way. Oh, we have to do it that way because this happened. No, be careful, right? So we go back to, is this how it's supposed to be, right? What if I told you that this is how it is supposed to be? What if I told you? What if I told you that this is really how it's supposed to be? Would you take that as a suitable answer? That the state that you're in right now, that how society is portraying, that what society is telling you to do, that how you're living your life, how your life has become at this point, that this is how it's supposed to be. What if I told you that, right? This is exactly how your life is supposed to turn out. What if I told you that? This is exactly how your life is supposed to turn out. Me sitting here speaking to you, us having this conversation, you right there watching on YouTube and Facebook, this is the moment that it's supposed to happen right now. What if I told you that this is exactly how it's supposed to be? You are supposed to be where you are right now. What if I told you that? You put me looking like, Pastor Marcelle, no, I'm in debt, I'm in stress, I'm in a heartache. What if I told you, but that's where you're supposed to be right now? I'm just asking a question. I'm just giving a response. What if I told you that? Why? Because sometimes, right? Listen to this. Sometimes, not all the time, my keywords, I don't like to use them, as you all may know. Sometimes, right? Sometimes life is what you make it. Sometimes life is what you make it. And I say it all the time. I can't live your life for you. You have to live your life for yourself. You can't live your life for me. I have to live my life for myself. So sometimes life is what you make it, and you can make it hard or you can make it difficult. That hurt me just to say it. Life is what you make it, and you can make it hard or you can make it difficult. It's your life. It's your life. Repeat after me. It's my life. I do what I want to do, right? It's your Apostle dancing. It's your life. So you can make it hard, you can make it difficult, you can make it soft, you can make it smooth, because life is what you make it to be. Not all of the time right? But sometimes an individual can make their life difficult for themselves. Not all of the time, but sometimes an individual can make their life difficult for themselves. You know those individuals that smoked all their life? Well, now they go to the doctor say they have throat cancer. Who made that difficult for them? They did. That's their life. That was their decision to smoke. That is their decision to do what they wanted to do, right? Smoking, and now what? The throat cancer. The clowns that the circus rejected them, Pastor. That's why they turned to social media. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So again, sometimes you can make life difficult for yourself, right? That woman that left that nice guy and she complained that he doesn't go out and he's just so boring. Now her new boo, he never home. She can't find him. She up 3 o'clock in the morning looking, trying to figure out where he at. She made life difficult for her own self. Stick to the nice guy. So what? So what if you don't want to go outside? Why we want to be on the streets? Now you got one that's always on the streets. Now you're having restless nights. Now you're tossing and you're turning. Why? Sometimes we make life difficult for ourselves. The man that has that nice, lovely wife, right? But he says, oh, she's too old-fashioned. She's always dressing cover up. She's always looking a certain way. I need something different. So now he divorces her. His new wife, she walking out naked. And now he wishes he was with the old wife that was covered up, that could have taken care of the home, that was a good mom. But all of that he neglected. What is that? Sometimes we make life difficult for ourselves. You know those people that live in regrets? Oh, I should have never left my first wife. She was a good woman. Now I'm with this another clown here. She can't even fry egg and boil water. She burned in the water. What's that? You make life difficult for yourself. It pays the cost to be the boss. All right, Prophet Joyce. Well, you heard that from that you wanted to throw it out here, Prophet Joyce. Well, you heard that, right? It pays the cost to be the boss. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, right? Or even the person that was a drunkard, that drank all their life. And now all of a sudden the doctor said to them, you know what, you have to go on the liver transplant list. Why? What is that? They made those decisions in life and make life difficult for themselves. So sometimes, again, like I said, sometimes we can make life difficult for us. And again, this is why we have to make that educated side of the brains catch up with us before we make decisions. Because if you go off the emotions, if you go off of the feelings, if you go off of the depression, the anger, the frustration, the sadness, the decision won't be wise. And then later on, done. Now we're stuck, right? Instead of paying that bill, you had the money to do it. Instead of you paying the bill, I need to splurge. I need to splurge this month. I'm just splurging this month. So now you're upset that you get that final notice. Why? Sometimes we make life difficult for ourselves. And is this how life is supposed to be? Is this how it's really supposed to be? I don't know. I'm asking you the question. You answer for me. You answer for me. Right. But these are things that happen. These are things that happen. And then sometimes, most of the time, these are the individuals that come out and be like, I don't know how this happened to me. I can't believe this. Well, you're the one that left the lovely lady. She was a lovely, there's a story of a lovely lady, right? What is that? The Brady Bunch, right? You left the lovely lady and now you went to this and now you're having problems. You left that nice guy that was a family man ready to take care of you and everything and be suitable. But because you said, oh, he just so plain. And now you out there running for the hoodlum. And what happened? The hoodlum don't even pull his pants up and you can't even find him. Come on now. You wanted what so-and-so had. So you took your bill money. You bought it because so-and-so have it. And now you're 3 months in and still can't catch up. And now they're coming to take your stuff. And now you're upset. What is that? Sometimes you make life difficult for yourself. But is this how it's supposed to be? What are these? Individual making life harder for themselves. And this is how it's supposed to be because that is how they made it. Somebody say I said it. That's how it's supposed to be because that's how they made it. Your life is how you make it. I feel like one of those motivational speakers, like, right. I should be getting paid thousands of dollars for this. Give me 50,000 for what I just said. Pastor said, no. My mother said no. Right? Right? That's it. Individual make life harder for themselves, and this is how it's supposed to be because this is how they made it with their decisions. So is it how it's supposed to be? I don't know. You tell me because it's your life. You can make it harder, you can make it difficult with the decisions you make. The decisions you make will end up being how your life is, how your life turned out. Huh? Is this how it's supposed to be? I don't know. But then we have life that changes up on you. There's a whole nother different thing. The life we talked about before, the decisions you made, the difficult decisions, the hard decisions to make life harder for you. Then we have life that changes up on you. You married a good man, right? You married a good man, but throughout the years, this man started to change. He became an abuser in every way. What happened? That's not you. That's just life changing up on you. You never saw those abilities in him. Something happened to him, clicked in the brain. The brain moved about or something, and then bop. Now all of a sudden it's a whole new man. That's not what you signed up for. That's not that, Sister Glover. That's just how life changed up on you. That wasn't you. You didn't cause that. Life just changed up on you, right? You were living paycheck to paycheck. Now you get fired. That's not you. That's just life just changed up on you. Now you get fired. That paycheck to paycheck you had to supply, to provide, and now you're fired. Now you don't have a job for 3 months. What happened? Now you're behind bills for 3 months. That's not you. You didn't make that hard. You didn't put that hard life on yourself. Things just happen. Life just changed up on you. You raise your child to be respectful and responsible and to follow the laws. Now the police station is calling you. What is that? It's not you. Life just changed up on you. And isn't that something? I say this all the time. I say you can go to bed today and wake up tomorrow and your whole world change by one phone call. This person's sick. This person in the hospital. This person died. Crazy things. They're coming to take your house, coming to take your car. Crazy things. What is that? That's just life. Life changing up on you. You love the Lord and you serve him. You live by his commandment. You do his will. You go to the doctor say you have this illness. Now you have to start taking pills. What is that? That's not you. You do what's right. That is life just changing up on you. But again, the question is that how it's supposed to be? I don't know. That's you're supposed to answer. That's you we talk. Pastor, we talking here. I think we got to get New York on you. We talking here. Give me a bagel and a Coke on something, right? Give me a coffee. Give me a cup of coffee, right? But that's on you. That's a life just changing up on you. So now what? Sadly, this might be how it's supposed to be. I don't know. We're just talking. But nothing happens unless God said so. Always remember that. Nothing happens unless God says so. Nothing changes unless God says, let's take a change, right? We know the story of Job. The enemy come in and talking to the Lord and say, hey, I see that man out here. And the Lord say, hey, try Job. He's like, oh, wait, try Job. Yeah, let me go ahead and test it out. He had to get permission. So none of these things happen unless God said so. And yes, God's desire for us, right, to have good health, to prosper, and to be good, for our families to prosper, but things just happen. Why? Because at the end of the day, nothing happened unless God said it can happen, right? And all of the bumps, right, through all of the bumps and the stumps, it gives us a reason to fight harder, doesn't it? It gives us a reason to fight harder. Now you're saying, you know what? I really need to leave this dead end job, and I need to go back to school, get a better education so I can get something more productive, something that will hold my family together, hold me together. You know what? No, I see this child is slipping and sliding. I need to buckle down. I need to be stronger. I need to be harder on them. I need to squeeze, like I like to tell other people, squeeze by the neck. Not elderly abuse, right? Sometimes you need to squeeze them by the neck and say, nope, I was too nice, I was too soft, I gotta get a little harder because I see you going the wrong way. I gotta squeeze you, right? Again, sometimes these things happen for you to shape it up. You ever see people just change their thinking all of a sudden, like, oh, just let them be. All of a sudden, they can't. No, we gotta. Why? Because something happens to shaping them up. To make these things happen again, to make you fight harder. It happens to make you pray deeper, to make you love stronger, and realize that God has it all in control. So is this how it's supposed to happen? I don't know. See, Prophet Loretta, relocate. Prophet Loretta probably didn't understand why she had to do that. I was trying to figure it out too, Prophet. I was like, Prophet Loretta, you leaving Brooklyn, you tripping. I mean, I left Brooklyn too, and I tripped. I tripped. That's why I left Brooklyn. Prophet Loretta, you tripping, you leaving Brooklyn. But what? It's all supposed to be. This is how God designed it. Is it really how it's supposed to be? But again, you know the answer to that. So I'll leave you with this scripture, Ephesians 11, Ephesians 1 and 11. Ephesians 1 and 11, the God Word Translation. It says it this way. Hopefully, this will help you to answer the question for yourself. It says, God also decided ahead of time, right? Very interesting. God also decided ahead of time to choose, right? To choose us through Christ according to his plan, which makes everything works the way he intended. The latter part is what I want to leave you with. Which makes everything work the way he intended. He who God intends. The way he intends. So how is this really how it's supposed to be? I don't know, ask the Lord. Because he makes everything work the way he intends. So is it? Again, is it how it's supposed to be? Is this how it's supposed to be? You tell me. Done. Drop the mic. Bam. Walk away. Play the music. Let's get out of here. But is it how it's supposed to be? But again, don't forget. God makes everything work the way he intends. So you going through this time of your life, is this how it's supposed to be? God makes everything work the way he intends. You having sickness in your body, is this how it's supposed to be? God works everything the way he intends. Your loved ones are dying. Listen, my brother said to us yesterday, he was like, we were watching a funeral from someone that lived in the village next to us. I don't remember this person. Mother P's like, yeah, we know, blah, 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 blah. So my brother's like, you guys watching another funeral? My sister-in-law said, another funeral? It's like, yeah, we watch like 2-3 funerals a week. Mother P just had to go to the funeral. Was it Monday? Friday, Mother P. I had to rush Mother P to Brooklyn and go to the funeral. I was like, Mother P, we got to leave Brooklyn in time because I got to get back home for church. So we rushed Mother P. She was in the funeral for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like, she called me. She's like, I'm outside. I said, I'm coming around the corner. Give me 5 minutes. I'm spooling up there. Pick up Mother P, drove back home an hour and a half. We made it here just in time. Apostle said, I saw you. Put it in the driveway. Ran downstairs. After service, Apostle said, why's your purse here? I said, I ain't had no time to do nothing. I had to run down. I ain't grabbed no shoes and I had to run downstairs my purse because we went to a funeral. Then we just had to watch a funeral yesterday. So brother's like, you every time I talk to you, watch a funeral. Yeah, because people are dying. People are dying. Is this how it's supposed to be? Is this how it's supposed to be? I don't know. But God makes everything work the way he intended. So let that be something you stick to, you, right? God makes everything work the way you intend. Is it supposed to be? God makes everything work the way you intend, right? Okay, let me pray for you before you go. Lord, I thank you for your people. I thank you, Lord, for your grace, for your mercy, for keeping them. They may ask the question, is this how it's supposed to be? Are they really in the place it's supposed to be? Are they really supposed to be going through this body pain, this sickness, this ailment? Are they really supposed to be taking pills? Are they really supposed to be going through this financial debt, this discouragement, this depression? Is this really how it's supposed to be? But Lord, you said it. We know it. You make everything how you intend. So at the end of the day, we give you praise for it. We give you thanks for it. We give you glory for it. And know that it's a stepping stool for us to grow in you, for us to be better believers and Christians. But we thank you for the moment. We thank you that we're able to go through and come to the other end. So we ask the question, is this how it's supposed to be? Only you know, God. But we thank you that we're living in your will and your purpose. So I pray today that you continue to keep your people, continue to bless them. Let them continue to lean on you through it all, that you will take them, you will bring them, you will carry them. I thank you for them. May they have a wonderful day. May you bless them continually. In Jesus' name, amen. I love you. I love y'all. I love you all. I think I appreciate you all. Thank you all. Don't forget to like, love, subscribe, and share. See you all here in the prayer line at 8 o'clock. And then we're back here again next week at 3:45 for another time of Best of Hope. Love you. God bless you. See you all next week. Bye now.